Wicked update is finally here, and it's a total game changer. Isola Sacra is wild. One minute you're scrapping with some plague-infested beast, and the next, you are hunting for a cozy spot to fix your gear. Today we are diving into the high-stakes intensities of the duels, and the surprisingly cozy vibes of the comfort system. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what makes duels and Wicked feel so different. In most games, duels are simple. You send a request, the other player accepts, and the fight begins. But Moon, being Moon, they went the extra mile with presentation, turning every encounter into something cinematic. But before any duel even starts, you slap your opponent with a fish, twice. Then a countdown begins. A flag descends, and the HUD shifts, marking the start of the duel. For a moment, you can feel what Thomas meant when he said Wicked plays like a fighting game. And once you are in a duel, how you approach it makes all the difference. Beginners always make the same mistake. They mash buttons. In Wicked, space between you and your opponent is a weapon. Use it. Bait them into swinging, find your opening, and punish the whiff. Moment you stop chasing hits and start playing smart, that's when you start winning. But clean mechanics alone aren't enough when you have no control over your timing. Good players don't just attack, they wait. Throwing out attacks randomly is the fastest way to get punished. Be patient, watch your opponent, learn their rhythm, and strike at the right moment. And the same goes for rune attacks. Don't just throw them out. Speaking of rune attacks, let's talk about managing them properly. Don't waste your rune attacks. Use them when you know your opponent is vulnerable, after a parry, a voice break, or a missed charge attack. Once you've got your timing and resources under control, that's when the real mind games begin. Don't be predictable. If you keep repeating the same combos, you're asking to get better. Use your full moveset and mix in charge attacks to throw off their timing. Nothing kills all this tension faster than ending a fight with a single hit. You want a duel, not a statue, so try dropping the overpowered gear for a few matches. The duels shouldn't always end in a single blow. Slowing the fight down makes every decision feel more impactful and really lets the combat system shine. You can duel almost anywhere. Find new locations, experiment, and keep things fresh. No matter how ordinary you find it, what you do after it ends matters just as much. Even if a duel starts with it should end with a gesture of respect. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about winning, it's about improving together. Even duel system this polished has room to evolve. If this system is to grow, here is what we would like to see. Let players backstab after staggering their opponent, whether it's through parry or a voice break. Reset focus to 0 at the start of a duel, just like health. And once the fight is over, restore it to what it was before. Add a duel invite system, so you can accept or decline a challenge. Because sometimes you want to explore Isola Sacra without a fish to the face. Whether you're dominating the duels or just tanking the hits, every fighter deserves a place to rest. I'll let Ctrl take it from here. He'll walk you through how the new comfort system turns your house into a proper sanctuary.
Comfort as a mechanic has been gaining in popularity amongst players in the action survival genre. Valheim pioneered, enshrouded, expanded, and Wicked gave it a twist of its own. Let's take a moment to break it all down. Unlike the previously mentioned titles, Comfort rewards the players with a stats buff for decorating their home. The strength and duration of this buff changes based on how well decorated your house is and can be influenced by many factors like the variety of items used, their categories, and what tier they are. Something that isn't like the other games is how you activate said buff. Being in your home isn't quite enough. The game requires you to sleep in a bed. There, you will see a full breakdown of your house and what is contributing towards your comfort score. You can expect your home to be in one of the 6 following tiers of comfort. From 0 to 24 points, Bare, 25 to 49 points, Basic, 50 to 99 points, Comfortable, 100 to 149 points, Cozy, 150 to 249 points, Luxurious, and over 250 points, Opulent. I consider Tier 3 Comfortable as the bare minimum, it being the first rank to give a buff to all 3 core stats. For those asking which is the best buff for the material investment, I would point to Tier 4. And for the home decor extraordinaire who do not mind the grind, Tier 6 obviously offers quite a substantial buff compared to the lower tiers. Reaching it is, however, no easy task. As mentioned before, your final score is calculated by a formula that is impacted by many factors. But usually, the easiest way to make the score go up is to place items that you haven't placed before. Repeated items have a score penalty, granting less points and eventually no points at all. Items from different categories will also contribute more points. These modifiers scale over time and make every new decoration give a considerable number of extra points. There currently are 8 categories of house items in the game: decorations, storage, seating, tables, lighting, bedding, nature, and utility. The Whisperstone, bought at the Seneschal, is currently the only utility item in the game. Do keep in mind that chests, along other storage items, generally do not contribute to your comfort score, and neither do crafting stations and refineries. To be honest with you all, it is currently quite the task to design an appealing looking house that reaches max comfort. As for feedback, the only thing I wish this comfort system would change is to perhaps bring some more interesting stats to the table. Flat stats increases aren't as appealing as other avenues. Perhaps also granting the higher tier increased stamina, health, and focus regeneration would be a nice way to spice things up. Others have voiced their desire for more offensive stats to be buffed, such as damage and crit chance. This is also something worth considering. This patch has a whole list of other changes that we simply do not have time to cover here. We suggest you take a look at the full patch notes on Steam or on the official forums. This is all for us today. Once again, we would like to say thank you to Moon Studios for this opportunity. The game is currently on a 30% sale until March 26th. If you haven't yet, now is the perfect time to jump into Wicked alone or with your friends.